exactly here, and this is black cheating or black men cheating and Asian men cheating. And, some of you are going to say some of the things that I'm going to say at the beginning of this, at the end of this. So, what do we know about black men cheating? Well, hell, it's always up in the news, always travels the fucking globe, right? What? We cheat on our wives, we cheat on our girlfriends, we're the worst, That's why nobody wants to date us. Black women say that all the time, you know. Well, this message is for one of those things I'm exposing about, Asian culture and that sort of thing versus like black culture or just propaganda, news, you know what I'm saying? So, um, once again, we are not always the bottom of the barrel. We are not the worst ones doing it. So, specifically, you know, they say we cheat, right? Black men, right? That's all I need to say because you can look up somebody like Tiger Woods, right? You'll have a Japanese man leaning back on his chair. Oh, he's horrible. He's terrible. You know? And that's who I'm targeting. Just go to any search engine, Yahoo, Google, whatever, and just type in Japanese men and cheating. And you will get a barrage. You know, I know all men cheat, right? But to this degree, I mean, it comes down to some fundamental differences, of course. But the reason why I'm bringing this shit up is because black men, this shit is not true. They are just once again trying to make you feel bad, trying to bring you down, like there's no hope. But you keep hope and you keep doing what you're going. You keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like to me, if you don't have a wife, you know what I mean, and you don't have a girlfriend, you're not cheating. You know what I mean? You find that one girl that completes you and you try to stick it out as much as possible. That's the only thing I can say. You know, cheating is hard. It's hard to, not do it in some cases, depending on who you are. So, when it comes to marriage, yeah, the Asians do it and the Japanese do it fairly well because as you become a certain age for Japanese men and Japanese women, it is just socially acceptable to get married. But the other coin of that is that when you look up things up, Japanese men cheat on their wives and their girlfriends all the fucking time. Once again, this is a culture, this is a country that can cover that shit up. And if you hear some other race, the one that I get all the time is white people trying to talk about like Tiger Woods and stuff like that, or somebody else, some other black character, being, you know, I bring this shit up is that if you, first of all, if you're getting married, the reason for getting married in the US and in Europe is because of love. You love this girl, she loves you, she's found her Mr. Right, and that sort of thing. Same thing with the man. I love this girl and things like that, right? But in some cases, you don't even have to have children. You could just be married. But as soon as you fall out of love, people tend to get a divorce, right? That's usually what happened. In Japan, nah. If they're with a couple or, if they get married, it's because they want children. With or without love is not important at all. Love is not a requirement. There's still a lot of arranged marriages. You know what I'm saying? But what happens is that it's just their duty. What's their duty? The women take care of the children. And the man works a lot. And he does work a lot. But what does he do in his spare time? He fucks anything that moves. You know what I mean? And you can look it up too. They will fuck 14, 15, 16, and 17-year-old girl. You know? And why don't we hear about all these Japanese men fucking these little girls? Well, because if you put this little change the race a little bit and well, let me set it up this way. The wife will tolerate it. Check this out. She will tolerate his cheating, his fucking around, putting his fucking dick in these little girls, as long as he pays for the house, pays for the car, and breaks her off some cash. Now, what does that fucking sound like? That sounds like some of what them thug niggas do, right? They get that drug money, they get a little hoochie, right? And they kick her down with the vehicle. She stays at his crib, right? Stuff like that, right? And as long as he doesn't, go way out of there, she'll still give it to him, you know. She's cool. The same thing over in Japan, right? As long as she gets some cash, he takes care of the house, she has a car, he can fuck anything. Now, here's the funny fucking thing is that the conscious age to even have sex in Japan is 14. So you got these 40-year-old dudes and, even 28-year-old dudes fucking 14-year-olds. Now, who is fucking sick here, right? And how many abortions you think are, reported, right? In Japan, it's illegal for prostitution, but they have all these clubs, right? And all these hostess bars and stuff like that. So when anybody tells you about, black men cheating like that, just tell them fucking Japanese men fuck on their wives all the time. And if they don't believe you, say, go to a fucking website. Look the shit up. I'd rather have a black man not be married at all, that is just out there dating. As long as you don't say that's your girlfriend or that's your wife, you can sleep with however many you want. But as soon as you make that commitment, try to make that commitment as much as possible. These fucking men don't even fucking care. And this is one of the reasons why so many Asian women are leaving Asian men. Because they fuck these little girls. Or in some cases, they fuck their own daughters. You know what I'm trying to say? So think about that, black man. And think about that, black women. Now, for some of you black women who don't give a shit about these Asians and like, what does the fuck this got to do to me? This is what I'm talking about. You got to open up your fucking mind. You have to realize that you just can't see the world white and black. And just because white people do it this way and black people doing this, we're lies, we're this, we're bad, we're terrible. Stop saying that negative bullshit. We are better than that. We don't fuck around with 14-year-olds. We don't go for prostitution. Like, these motherfuckers even have to pay for it. Most black guys I know don't have to pay for shit. You just have game to get girls, right? It's fucking crazy. And let me say this too. For some of you black women who don't want to hear this, it's like you want us to be the one that cheats the most. Don't take that out. You know what I mean? That freaking 90% of porn that's out there are in convenience stores in Japan, and I've been there twice. Everybody reads it openly, shamelessly. It's everywhere. Even their newspaper has something called the pink pages. You know what I mean? You can go there. You know what I mean? And fucking see that. So, anyway, yeah, we know black men cheat. But we are not the worst ones. We do not go to this fucking extreme. We don't ever have to go to this fucking extreme. It's just one of those things, once again, where we're not in control of our nation, our black nation, our black collective. Anything we do gets blown out of proportion, and it's fucking bullshit. So when I hear all these stories about infidelity in black men, I don't give a fuck, because I know that these motherfuckers are out here, in some cases even fucking men, and I'll get into that later. That's more like white men and Asian men, but I'll get into that later. But be strong, black man. Do the black woman right when you find that special one, okay? Exactly.